Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So we've got yet another individual that doesn't think that marriage means that they have to do any work. And I'm not real sure where this narrative comes from, but this is the one that so many of these women are running with. And I just want you to listen to what this one had to say about the expectations, I guess, that her future husband or the man she was dating or whoever told her that he had of her. So here we go.
Ask him because he wanted me to work. He wanted me to make sure the kids were taken care of when he got home. He wanted me to make sure dinner was on the table also. And then, of course, I needed to do my nightly wife duties as well. And that was a lot for me. Especially coming from a background where I saw my dad cook. I saw my dad clean. And so I asked George, I said, so what's your expectation of me? And he told me all of those things. And I said, and tell me, what is the expectation I should have of you? And he said, well, I'll go to work and I'll bring home a check. And then it was silence, just like that. I had to sit him down one day and ask.
Now, the problem with what she's saying is that she listed off things as if these were exclusive to marriages and relationships. But single women do this stuff all the time. The difference is they don't have any covering of a husband. And this is where everything gets lost in the sauce, because so many women judge marriage and marriages specifically off of money and material things, that they don't see what value the men provide outside of the money and the material things. If she were a single mother, she would cook. Yes. She would wash clothes. Yes. She would make sure that the house was clean, right? She would also go to work, right? And she would have some dude that's coming by knocking the sonic rings out of her. So she'd be having sex too. And I don't know why these women say this stuff like this is such a humongous task that's being asked of you when you willingly do this stuff without no covering. You willingly do everything she just said without a man covering you at all. And you'll do these things and you'll give your body up. You'll give your time. You'll give your energy and all of this stuff to various different men, whether the relationships work or not, and all of this type of thing. Like, you do this when you don't have a husband. You're expected to take on 100% of the load because you're doing it for yourself. The other myth is that husbands don't help. They do help. If you are their wife and they have a family with you, there are children here, he's not going to be completely hands off and just completely devoid of ever looking at the house, its condition, picking up a sock, putting a dish in the cabinet. Like, he's not walking around like he don't see this stuff. It's just that the bulk of that belongs to you because the bulk of everything else belongs to him. But only the crappiest of dudes have I ever even remotely heard of saying they aren't going to do absolutely nothing. They got a house full of people that's their family. They got a wife, they got a house full of kids, and they don't help with no kid ever. They don't touch the kid. They don't change a diaper. They don't pick up nothing, just absolutely nothing. It's completely 100% on you. They act like they don't even have kids. Like, I have not seen that. The men that I've seen, especially the more children that they have, the more hands-on they are, because it's not possible for the one woman to do that. Like, there's this brother I know that had like 7 or 8 kids. And his wife worked, and he worked all the time. But he was so hands-on with all of his children. Like, he was incredibly hands-on with all of those children. School and getting them dressed and putting them down for sleep and giving her the break that she needs and watching them. This is after doing 12, 13, 14 hours because he was a nurse. So, and he was pulling in the bulk of the money. He was paying the bill. You know what I mean? Like, and he was just more hands-on with them. So the majority of the examples that I have seen are men that helped at least somewhat around the house, helped with the children, right? Like, there's help. They know that they help. They know that when they see things too overwhelmed or going too far to the left, to correct it and to help do that. Right? Now, when she said what was the expectation she should have, and he said, well, I'll go to work and bring home a check. You know, somehow I think that was real simplified. You mean to tell me that man didn't say nothing else? Here's the thing. There's always more than a check. It goes for both. Not only should the woman understand that it's more than a check, the man should understand it's more than a check. His covering, his system, order, and structure, his ability to provide the 4 Ps and all of those things and provide order to his family and leadership to his family, that's not a paycheck. That's beyond a paycheck. And that's that's the thing that's actually valuable. When I say that women are doing these things without cover, they're looking for the cover. They're not looking for let them tell it they're not looking for the money. So they'll say, oh, well, I can earn my own money, which we know that's capped. They want men to pay for everything. I don't care how much money they make. But aside from that point, they're looking for the covering of men, because all of these single women, whether they have children or not, always are looking for the companionship of men. They're looking for the covering of him, because 9 times out of 10, they can get the sex out of them. But if you ask what's going on with the man that you're having sex with and why you're not having a relationship with that dude, probably because you know he's not more than sex. He's just sex. Like, this guy doesn't have anything to bring to a mature, healthy relationship, because that's not who he is. He is D. Okay? He's there to knock the Mario coins out and go. That's who he is. And you know that's who he is. But and that's why you don't want a relationship with him. That's why you'll go from man to man to man, and they're doing that, but they're not providing what? Covering. Because even when these women get these men that knock the sonic greens and give them a couple of dollars, as long as he's withholding significant portions of his 4 Ps, as long as he's withholding significant portions of his provision, significant portion of his problem solving, maybe he's not really protecting you at all, and he's only giving you the sex out of the procreation without the affection, without the comfort, without the words of encouragement, without, you know what I'm saying, the validation and all of these sorts of things. When he's withholding significant portions of his masculinity and his 4 Ps and how that represents, she's still starving for something. The D and the couple of dollars that does not replace when men give you all of their system, order, and structure. When men give you all of their 4 Ps. It's different. It's different when a man come along and he give you 2% of 1 or 2 of them versus 100% of all of them. And that's what they're looking for. And then once they find that, and that man says, for 100% of my 4Ps and all the other things that I'm doing, I just want you to carry your weight in this marriage as a wife, they got a problem with that. And she did lump in the sex with the chores. Just looking at this caption, so I'm addressing one point, why is sex such a chore for so many of you? She did lump in the sex with the chores. Because if you're not sexually attracted to this man, you need to not even be in his face. Because I promise you, I'm attracted to mine. I don't know what these women be doing. Be going to get these men that'll do all of the stuff, but they're not attracted to these men. Baby girl, bye. You can get a man to give you 4Ps and you attracted to him. That's a myth too. That you have to settle for a man that you are not attracted to make sure he's a good man. That's crazy. That's the same myth as saying you got to settle for an ugly woman so she can be a good woman. No. Because I promise you lionesses is pretty. That's a whole myth. And it's one that we need to stop perpetuating in our community, because that's what's got us reluctant to change. You got some guys out here don't want to be the quote unquote good man because we've associated that with lame. And you've got women out here that don't want to be good women because we've associated that with ugly. Think about it. Now jump down in the comment section and let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonite.